Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video, I'm going to be taking you step by step through how to become a therapist. And I have great news for you. If you have found this video and you are watching my channel, you have already started to complete step number 1, which is to research the field. Now, I will shamelessly plug a few things I have created to help you along the way. First thing is that my YouTube channel is all about what it is like to be a therapist, how to navigate grad school, how to pass your licensure exam, how to go through your first interview, and literally everything in between. My tagline is teaching you what grad school didn't so you can thrive in the mental health field. And let me tell you, there are a lot of things that grad school does not teach you. So if you have found me, you are in the right place. I would love it if you would subscribe. My name is Allyssa Powers. I'm an LPCCs, and I'm super passionate about helping people navigate this crazy field. So you are already on your way to completing step number 1, which is research the field, get to know what the pros and cons actually are, and see what the financials look like in your area. Because really, obviously, if you want to be a therapist, you probably are passionate about helping people, but you also need to think about your long-term financial goals, your financial situation, and see if this is a feasible career because, spoiler, we are one of the lowest paid master's level professionals. So not to scare you, you can have an amazing career as a therapist. I have always made a comfortable salary, and I have plenty of videos about the financials of what it is like to be a therapist as well. So throwing that out there, that step 1 is to research everything. Now, I want you to go to the link in the description box and download my free checklist, because getting into step number 2, there are a lot of actual steps, okay? This is not, I have 6 that I'm gonna talk about in this video, but if I talked about every single thing you needed to do, it would be like a 30-minute plus long video, and you wouldn't need every single step because there are so many different ways to become a therapist. So that leads me to step number 2, which is figuring out what kind of therapist you want to be. I have a video that I will link up in the cards called How to Become a Therapist. It talks through the 4 main different ways you can become a therapist, which is to become an LPC, which is what I am, to become an MFT, which is a marriage and family therapist, to get your PhD in psychology, or you can also go the social work route. So I'm not going to repeat all of that information. It's already very concise in that video, and I would recommend watching that after you watch this one. And in my checklist, I also go through the timelines between a master's degree versus a doctorate. I walk you through exactly what you need to do to get to those 2 different routes. Now, step number 3 is that you need to have a bachelor's degree already. And a common misconception is that you need to have a psychology undergrad to become a therapist. And while that is a common route that people take, if they already know they want to be a therapist when they're pursuing their bachelor's degree, then that's wonderful and that will set you a little bit ahead, but you don't have to. My undergrad degree is actually in education, and plenty of people do a later in life pivot into the therapy career field. So know that you don't need a specific bachelor's degree, but you do need to probably have a specific GPA somewhere around a 3.0 to get into grad school. Step number 4 is that you need to apply to a school. So once you have researched the field, gotten clear on what kind of license you want to pursue, and you have your bachelor's degree, you can apply to schools. I would highly recommend not going into crazy amounts of debt to get your degree, because guess what? We have job security. We are in a mental health crisis. We are always going to need more and more therapists, and you don't need a degree from Yale to get a job, a good job as a therapist. Honestly, no one has ever asked me where I went to school and acted like that was an important factor in how good of a therapist that I am. So go where you want to go. If you want to go to an expensive school and that's in your budget, by all means, do that. But if you want to go to a state school or an online university or somewhere more affordable, please do that, because the financials of being a therapist can be quite bleak, and I don't want you to go into a crazy amount of debt to do so. And especially if you are considering a psychology doctorate, you can go into crazy amounts of debt to get that degree because it takes a long, long time. So please think that through first. Watch my video on why maybe getting a psychology doctorate doesn't make sense if you want to do talk therapy. I will link that right here for you. I have videos on basically all of these different steps, so you have found me and you are in good hands. Now, step number 5 is to do the thing. Go to grad school, complete your practicum, complete your internship, and graduate. Sounds simple, but that will probably take you at least 2.5 to 4 years, depending. I'm an LPCCs, like I stated, and it took me 2.5 years to get through my program, and I was going gazelle speed through as fast as I could, but a lot of people have to work while they're doing school or go part-time, and so it can take a little bit longer, but keep that in mind. And then step number 6, which is your last step and is so exciting, is to take your licensure exam. And that's gonna look different depending on what route you take. If you do go the LPCC route, I have videos all about our licensure test, but that will be your last step. And then you are pre-licensed and you will be under supervision for 2 years, maybe more, depending on, your state requirements. And then you take another test and then you are fully licensed. So those are the steps in brief. Please go download my checklist because it is 3 pages of way more details about what you actually need to do step by step. I spent a lot of time making this. I can't put every single part of it into this video, but let me give you a little preview right here of what it looks like, and hopefully it will help you. This is the resource I wish I had. I have talked about it on my channel plenty of times, but I really went into grad school not knowing much about the field and honestly not knowing much about what a therapist actually does. Scary, right? So please don't be like me. It ended up working out for me and I'm very thankful for that. But don't be like me. Go in knowing what you're getting yourself into personally, professionally. In my checklist, I even talk about the mindset that you need to have. That's actually the very first section. To be a successful therapist, you need to think through your why and potentially go to your own therapy and sit on the other side of the couch first. So I'm so happy that you watched this video. I am so glad that you found me. Please look through other videos of mine. I will try and do my best to link all the things I referenced in the cards. That's easy to forget to do when I'm making these videos, but I want to see you downloading the checklist and I want to see you starting step number 1 and completing it, which is researching the field. You're doing amazing. I hope that you will join me on this crazy career journey. I love it here. I love being a therapist. I love helping people, and it sounds like maybe you will too. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.